Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a Blu-ray DVD collection update. I don't really have much because I'm not doing much spending after Cinema Wasteland, where I spent $500 on movies. Yeah, uh, fuck. Let's just get into it. I went to buybacks because my controller for my PlayStation 4 broke, and I had to buy a new one, and I just ended up buying a new one online because it was cheaper. But I bought movies while I was there. I picked up the Larry Clark film Teenage Caveman. Teenage Caveman is essentially a Larry Clark film. For those of you who don't know about Larry Clark movies, essentially all of his movies are about rebellious teenagers doing drugs, having sex, breaking the law, and sometimes even killing people. In the case of his film Bully, I'll be honest, the only film I've ever seen from Larry Clark is Kids, and I do think that that's a really good movie. I need to see the rest of his filmography, um, but this is his only attempt at doing something that isn't like a dark comedy drama. This is his science fiction horror film remake of the uh, film from the 50s, Teenage Caveman, which this was a creature feature production, which they were also okay. The only other creature feature movie that I have that's like that's like the actual like remake of a movie from the 50s. Um, it was like a thing that went on in the mid 2000s or like mid early 2000s, where like this movie channel started to remake classic like 50s B movies that they had the rights to, and what came out of it was this, How to Make a Monster, which is the other one I own, Earth versus the Spider, and She Creature, I think, are all of them. But this one is essentially a Larry Clark film set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where fucking savages who now roam this wasteland, they discover this hidden bunker with like immortal teenagers inside, and they discover the joys of doing drugs and having sex, and that's essentially this film. I haven't seen it, like none of these except for one of the one, except for a couple of the ones in this video I've seen. Uh, I picked up George Romero's Survival of the Dead because it was like $4, and I figured why the hell not? It's like the 2-disc special edition, and it was $4. I know that this movie is like I've heard nothing but bad things about this movie, and I honestly don't even want to watch it. But I mainly grabbed it so that way I would have all of the Romero of the Dead movies. I now own them all, people. Congratulations. I am not a sellout. Um, Next, I got How to Be a Serial Killer, which is a dark comedy horror film. Essentially, it's about a guy who becomes friends with a serial killer, and this serial killer teaches him, uh, like the way to true happiness through being a serial killer, and basically teaches him the rules of being a serial killer. And I honestly think it's a really hilarious dark comedy. It's funny, and I don't know. It's not like amazing, but I really enjoy the film, and that's How to Be a Serial Killer. Next, we have the French film I Stand Alone from Gaspar Noé. Probably the only movie out of all these that I have right here that is like a straightforward, serious, like well-made movie. It's essentially, from what I've heard, is basically Gaspar Noé's equivalent of Taxi Driver. It is about a butcher who is trying to like live his life while there are facets of society that are kind of attacking him, and he's also trying to reconnect with his like mentally handicapped, estranged daughter. And I've heard this movie is fairly disturbing, and it was like $8, and I figured why not. This could be the first Gaspar Noé film I've ever seen that is actually good, because the only other ones I've seen from him are I think they're two of his only other feature films. I think he put out like one more feature a couple years ago, but his two other feature films that I've seen from him are Into the Void and Irreversible, and both of those were fairly bad movies. I'm hoping this one is good. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but the thing is, I heard nothing but good things about Irreversible, and I heard nothing but good things about Into the Void as well. So I'm a little wary going in. That's the buyback stuff. This is the one thing that I had pre-ordered that came in the mail. It's the new Blu-ray of Tales from the Hood. I love Tales from the Hood. This is honestly one of my favorite anthology films. It's kind of cheesy and stupid, but it's fun, it's entertaining, and I think it's just a fairly entertaining, thoroughly fun movie. It's nothing too amazing or original, but I adore this film for its for just fucking existing. I really like this movie, and I would highly recommend it. Before this Blu-ray, the DVD of it was out of print, going for crazy prices. So it's good to see this finally get a nice new release. So that is always cool. But that's it for this Blu-ray DVD collection update. If you couldn't tell by how I'm acting in this video, I am mentally unstable and I want to fucking kill somebody. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go try not to kill somebody. This is Biscuit Boo Horror Reviews signing off. Peace.